My final summation is this. The DotShell by Atmizoo is by far and away one of the best and most beautiful third-party design RTAs for an all-in-one specific device that I've ever used. Came all the way from Greece, and the DotShell is beautifully designed. I'm just gonna go ahead and go through the cons though first. The cons to me is first gonna be the price. Yes, it's 75 bucks. Yes, it could be close to 80 bucks, 90 bucks, 100 bucks after shipping, but it is worth the money in terms of just machining in and of itself. You gotta remember these are small batch made. I'm looking at it right here. I'm not even sure what my serial number is. 459. I've been using this for a few months, and after just a few months of use though, one of the cons that I'm gonna talk about right now that's obvious is the fitment of the O-rings. Look at this. You just barely, I'm talking absolutely barely touch it. Just look at this. It just gets completely out of whack. If and you do that, which I have done, and it doesn't fit properly back inside the dot mod, I've gone to push it in and the bottom actually slips out and I get some leakage. That's one of the downsides I have to address, and I didn't want to find any downsides with this, especially for the price. Big shout out to my boy Bailey in the militia, who's the one that sent this out to me, because I wouldn't have spent the money on it personally, but now that I've used it, I would. The dot mod version, I've only seen reviews of it. I haven't personally used, but I like the design of this a little bit better, especially because of the deck and the way that it wicks top, bottom, the way that it comes back around inside those channels. There's a lot of thought put into this device. The big thing that I like the most, especially me loving MTLs at a higher nick, is going to be these bad boys right here. It's dependent upon what you like and what you prefer, open versus MTL. The fact that it's got this gold 510 adapter that brings it right onto a mod so you can see exactly what the resistance is for your builds. Phenomenal. Absolutely great thought process that went into that. I'm not sure if the DotShell came out first or the dot mod version came out. Either way, it's worth spending less money on the mod, so get yourself the SE version. Take the money you saved with that, spend the extra cash on the $75 that this RTA costs. You're saving a little bit of money on the device, spend a little bit more on the RTA, and you've got yourself a perfect pandemic RTA. And I mean that shit, because I can't get a hold of the coils right now, so the fact that I'm able to just rebuild my own, throw it in the RTA, throw it inside here, call it good, that's beautiful to me. I'm getting similar flavor out of the DotShell that I would with the 3 ohm, or excuse me, the 0.3 ohm mesh coils that come directly from DotMod. But again, I can't get the coils right now because of this whole situation with the planet, and I'm glad that I had the RTA section. Again, one of my favorite devices of all time. The sweetness comes across, not as in-depth as I would prefer, but the sweetness does come across of my Jewel Mint, and it does feel very... So I like an extremely tight draw. Like, most people don't like it as tight as I do. I like it so it's almost to where it's work having to draw that vape into your mouth. Let me see if you can hear that. Listen. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. In terms of daily use, those O-rings and the fitment of the O-rings are not perfect. As soon as it gets a little bit of juice, just a little bit of liquid on them, they're going to be wobbly. You're going to have to get used to it. It does have a little bit of a learning curve. The size coils you're going to have to rock with it are micro coils, basically. I've got a Clapton coil set in there that is okay. It's not as good as my 1/8 or smaller inch, or 1/8 inch or smaller coils that I rock in there at 22 gauge or 24 gauge. I like a little bit higher resistance at basically max power. Right now I'm at 3/4. Let's go and bring it to max. Let's see what kind of vape we get. You can feel the body of the actual mod shake a little bit when it's heating up. Listen. Now, if you are going to have it all the way down like I do, almost less than half of one hole, you are going to get some carbon buildup. You're going to have to re-wick it once every maybe 3 tanks at the most. And that's, again, dependent upon which liquid you're using. I am rocking a straight mint slash menthol. With that said about the truckers, big shout out to the sponsor, Shop EMB, code Thesis15. With that said, take a second, join the family, hit me up on Patreon if you do enjoy the content. Bitch, it's okay, some other truckers. Now, the Atmizoo DotShell. I thought about this a lot. In putting everything together, the cons, the pros, and of course the cost, the price itself, all of those things together, I really wanted to bring it down from where I had it. I had it at like an 8.5, 8.8. The only reason why I'm not going to bring it down is because after a couple of weeks of not having coils, I've really watched this thing come into its own. The RTA section is almost a pandemic-proof situation. And the fact that we're going through a pandemic on planet Earth right now, and shipping isn't a possibility in terms of getting these coils, I almost might bring it up to a 9. As simple as that. Like, it's the flavor. I've gotten used to it. It's not perfect in comparison to the 0.3 ohm mesh coils that DotMod makes, but it's pretty fucking close. Bitch, it's okay, some other truckers. Now, with that being said, I want to tell you that I appreciate y'all for vaping with Thesis. It is your boy Thesis. I'm out.